Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I am excited to be continuing with my reactions to Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Currently we are on Season 2, Episode 12B, Shreddy or Not. A pretty fun episode name, if I gotta say. I am really excited to see what this episode is going to be about, because based on the thumbnail alone, it seems like we're obviously going to learn who that lady is who showed up at the end of the last episode, and it seems like it's probably going to be a fun one, because I assume it's going to be an action-packed one. I'm just getting that kind of vibe, you know? So I'm really excited to get into it and see how fun of an episode it's going to be. It's so exciting to be finally finishing off this series and be finally seeing what the epic finale of a series as epic in its action as Rise of the TMNT will give us. And I'm even more excited to finally be getting to the movie, but there's still a couple of videos before we get there, so yeah. Before we get into the reaction though, and find out how much I'm going to be enjoying this episode, I do want to remind you that I would really appreciate it if you guys could help me out with my transition by donating to my Patreon or Ko-fi account, because for those of you who didn't know, I am trans. And by doing so, you also get access to the full-length version of this reaction, as well as all of the reactions that I do on the channel, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, anime series, and movie full-length reactions. Alternatively, you can also just stick with the YouTube version of this reaction and simply like the video, but it is greatly appreciated if you do make the extra step of supporting me. Now that we've gotten that out of the way though, without further ado, let's get into Season 2, Episode 12B, Shreddy or Not, in 3, 2, 1.
Finally free after all these centuries.
That is definitely 2012 Splinter's voice actor.
I must destroy the one who defeated me. He is near.
Wait, Karai? What?
You think this lady who passed out on the ground is all right?
She seems fine.
Is that fucking Karai? No!
Rest. You are safe. This is the whole
No! Fuck no!
Hamato Yoshi. I am Hamato Karai.
What?
Great grandma.
I have just endured
What?
years of misery.
Hey, so Graham?
Oh, wait.
We thought we were getting
Hamato Karai?
Not a you.
I am the weapon. Many generations ago, Orokusaki was the leader of a peaceful clan called the Foot. The Foot were attacked and driven to the brink of destruction.
Okay.
When all hope seemed lost, Orokusaki made a deal with the powerful Oni. This demon offered him a suit of dark armor that would make him invincible.
Huh, cool.
Came at a cost. The armor corrupted his soul, giving birth to the Shredder.
So basically the Demon Shredder arc from the 2003 series, got it.
I had no choice but to rise up against her, starting a clan of my own, the Hamato. No mortal weapon could defeat the Shredder.
Karai's the one who created the Hamato clan?
Taking Shredder and myself into the Twilight Realm. It was the only way to stop my father.
Hold on.
Wait,
Is your dad?
Indeed, he is.
wait.
So long as I
What?
was in the Twilight Realm, Shredder would never reach full strength.
So, us bringing you back kinda ruined everything?
Yes, it did.
So they're still keeping the father-daughter relationship, but she is the creator of the Hamato clan? What? I'm gonna need a fucking hour to process that shit. Okay, never mind about everything I said about Karai.
Teach them how to defeat the Shredder.
I will.
Okay.
First, I must rest.
So what's the point of Foot Recruit? With what I know about the movie, what's the point of Foot Recruit? Just to piss fans off?
It's all right. I'm pleased to meet my family. Although I am wondering why you are a rat and four turtles.
Long story. I like her though. She looks amazing. She looks pretty, she looks hot, she looks badass.
What dark magic is this?
Technology.
Not magic. It's my tech. Oh, brilliant.
Yes. The approval of a parental figure I've so craved.
Graham grabbed
needs her sleep. And to help her, I shall read from my children's book. I love Graham, and Graham loves me.
I've talked about a mother figure for the turtles for a long time. I want to see that shit. I didn't expect that to be Karai though. I gotta say.
Hey, Graham. I painted a family portrait. I think it really captures our togetherness as a family.
Boys, what are you doing? My apologies, Graham. I am so sorry I never taught my sons traditional Hamato discipline.
But you have taught them many other things, like the importance of family. From where I sit, Yoshi, you have made the clan proud.
Thank you.
As the great Raph said in the 2016 movie, what would Vin Diesel do?
With Hamato Ni-
Care about family. Whoa.
Family's ancient technique that connects us to past generations. It gave me the strength to defeat the Shredder all
The Avatar state? What?
As long as there are Hamato, there is hope.
Can you teach us how to tap into this inner power?
Yes, let us begin. He has found me.
Uh-oh. 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 Oh, that's a cool shot. That might be the thumbnail, guys.
I could sense you were here. Now I will consume your Hamato essence.
It's so cool to see this voice actor as the villain, though. That's so awesome. I'm so hyped, dude. It's so cool.
You demand the Shredder's attention. You have it.
Did he just destroy his weapon?
No use.
Sheldon, I need you to protect Graham.
Got it.
I love how we're getting so many old voice actors, man. So sick. We haven't gotten a proper crossover, but this is the second best thing. Jesus. Is he destroying their weapons so they're gonna get like proper weapons after this or some shit? Not these super magical weapons? Because I remember, I think, hearing that they eventually get their proper weapons, but they are yet to. Man, I love that Raph is going toe-to-toe with the Shredder, that's cool. Usually it's Leo. Jesus Christ, dude. He is destroying their weapons. That is awesome for the final fight.
Get away from my family.
Oh my god, this is so awesome! I love this version of Karai.
Into her ninja thing.
Dude, this is so fucking anime, I love it.
Realm has made you weak, but it has made me strong. You have failed.
Ah, that's a cool shot as well. I'm gonna have such a hard time picking a thumbnail, dude.
You seek.
It's really gonna depend on what happens in the other two episodes and what I pick for the other episodes. No, don't fall for his trick! What do you mean you are not alone? What is that supposed to mean? That's the title of the next episode.
What happened to Karai?
She's dead. As soon as she came, she went.
The boys, they must escape. Get out of here, we will buy you time. We're not leaving without you two. Raphael.
They're two dads. That's cool.
Get us out of here.
I didn't expect Todd to be in the final fight. That's cool though.
For our boys.
Hell yeah! That is awesome. Okay, man, you can't really split. This should have been like a 40-minute special instead of like 4 small episodes. I gotta be honest, like, come on. You know how annoying it is that I have to stop, share my thoughts, and then move on to the next episode? It's gonna be probably even more annoying for you guys to have to wait days for the next video. Which is why most likely once I get there, I'll try to release them in the same day or something along those lines. We'll see about that. But like, Jesus Christ, this one was like, this one wrapped up very quickly. Okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it in the review portion of the last episode reaction, but like, there was a passing thought in my head that might have been Karai. I don't know why. I don't know where that thought came from, but for whatever reason, part of me was like, is this Karai or some shit? Because whenever I pointed out that Food Recruit, for all intents and purposes, has been Karai in this incarnation, in terms of like being part of the Food Clan, and with her general design being reminiscent of the 2012 series, she has filled the purpose of Karai. And yet, from what I know, that character is supposed to be Casey. I'm not so sure anymore at this point, because I don't think it's ever been said that that's Casey. I think anyway. And I know something about the Rise of the TMNT movie that I don't want to reveal until we get to it, I guess. That's the only thing that I know about the movie, by the way. So, what I'm trying to say is that part of me somehow predicted it. I know I didn't like spell it out, so you could say, well, you didn't predict it, and you might think I'm just saying it to like seem cool and seem smarter than I am or something along those lines, but there was a part of me that was like thinking at the back of my mind, is this Karai? And they actually fucking made her Karai? I mean, realistically, who else it was going to be, you know? But still, it's kind of wild to think about it. I'm honestly kind of disappointed that I actually made her still the daughter of the Shredder, because I feel like I was really excited about the prospect of how different her character was, but still like very much Karai-ish, I guess, for lack of a better term, because she was still like a ninja, she was still involved with the clan, and it's just such a cool and different dynamic to have Karai be the one who sealed the Shredder all those years ago and started the Hamato clan, or it's just such a weird thing, instead of Karai being the Turtles' sister and Splinter's daughter like we had in the 2012 series, instead she's their ancestor. I feel like that's just such a fascinating idea that I feel like, as cool as it is to see in this episode, I don't think it's explored anywhere as near as much as it should be, because she seemingly died in this episode. And maybe we'll see her again. I wouldn't be surprised if we do in one of the next 2 episodes, or maybe even the movie, who knows. But it would be a real shame if that's all we get of her, because I like her. She seems badass, she seems interesting, she seems likable, and I like her voice actor. I don't know if it's, I think I mentioned that I think it's Big Mama's voice actress, because I feel like it has the same vibe, the same kind of speech pattern. No, I mentioned that for, my bad. I mentioned that for Splinter's mom in the previous episode. Not in this one, but yeah, I don't know. I like her voice actor as well, whoever it is. Like I said, I really like that the 2012 Splinter is now the Rise of the TMNT Shredder. That's kind of an interesting shift. Imagine if like the 2003 Shredder's voice actor ended up being the 2012 Splinter. That would be such a wild thing to have, you know? But yeah, that's kind of a cool thing to see him now be on the other side and everything, and after like talking about how much he misses his daughter Karai in the 2012 series, now to have be enemies with Karai in this incarnation, it's so fascinating. I feel like the concept introduced in this episode with this being Karai is so fascinating. I really would love to see it explored more, but due to the nature of how this show is, it has a lot of neat ideas that it just doesn't have the time to explore. And that's been pretty much my only complaint about this show. If this show was like normal land episodes and it was still with the same vibe, I think I would love it so much more than I guess I already do, because I actually enjoy the series quite a lot. Like, it's not like I just did these reactions to Rise of the TMNT because you guys wanted me to, and because you guys watched them, and because they're some of the more popular videos on my channel. That's not the only reason. I genuinely enjoyed it. If I didn't enjoy it on some level, I wouldn't be able to commit to reacting to the whole series. Like, you saw my reactions to the 90s movie trilogy. Like, the first and the second movie were rough for me to see through. And I hate the second movie. Personally, I hate the second movie. The first one is enjoyable. The second one, I hate. The third one is really, really funny and my favorite out of the bunch there. But, like, if you can see how I feel about something whenever I hate it, how I act. I clearly enjoyed this series. And if I hated it as much as I hated, like, the 90s, second 90s movie, I wouldn't be able to sit through this whole series. So, I clearly have been enjoying it, but, yeah. It just could have been better. And I feel like, I don't know if even in a 20-minute episode you would be really able to explore the concept of Hamato Karai, but it definitely would have been something more than just barely having her for like 5 minutes. It was pretty cool to learn the backstory though, and I just love the concept of Hamato Karai. That's so cool. And I can't wait to see what thoughts you guys have in regards to that, and how long you've been waiting for me to get to this point, because that's so awesome. Such a cool concept, dude. I love it. I'm so giddy about it. But yeah, for me, this episode, based on that review alone, I kind of want to give it a 10 out of 10, but I still think we should keep that 10 out of 10 for one of the next two episodes, because let's be real, those are really gonna be up there. But in terms of a rating for this one, I definitely enjoyed it quite a lot. And if I gave last episode an 8.6 out of 10, I think this one is probably something along the lines of an 8.8 out of 10. Or, honestly, I can definitely see it be as far as a 9.8 out of 10, but I do have this little issue with the episode where I don't know if it's because, in general, because this show's action at this point is getting so fast-paced and so hard to follow that I just kind of didn't feel like I cared too much about what was happening. Even though it was like visually fascinating and visually exciting and everything, the fight between Shredder and Karai was really, really cool, I just couldn't follow it. Like, man, I'm getting old. If shit like that, I'm struggling to like follow shit like that probably a kid watching this show wasn't having any issues with. Like, man, I'm really starting to get old apparently. But yeah, for reference, for those of you who don't know, I'm 22. I'm gonna be 23 in August. But yeah, oh, I almost forgot. So like I said, the rating, I'm gonna go with an 8.8 out of 10. I might change my ratings at some point. Maybe after seeing the next two episodes, once I've seen like the whole four-parter thing, I'll kind of potentially reevaluate how I feel about the whole thing. But right now, I think I'm gonna go with a solid 8.8 out of 10. And I almost forgot to talk about, once again, about the weapon destruction. I think I remember reading or something somewhere that the Turtles, at some point during the series, were gonna lose their mystic weapons, and they were gonna get their OG proper weapons, which is like the katanas, the nunchucks, and all those stuff. And personally, I gotta say, I've actually not been bothered by the Turtles not having their weapons in the series that much, because in general, the Turtles don't really fight most of the time like ninjas like that, so it hasn't really mattered much. The show has been far more slapsticky and more general action rather than specific ninja action, so it hasn't really felt like those weapons were necessary. But I thought it was gonna happen earlier, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm glad that they are gonna be getting their proper weapons now, or at least seemingly they will be. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say so far. Obviously, we still have to keep the rest for once we finish the other 2 episodes as well. But yeah, I am curious. What do you guys think about this episode? So comment thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 6 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, Dane Harty, Peyton Jones, and Jason Christmas. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. You have decided to support me, you have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do any of that, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!